Hi, it's been a while. It's been a minute. I don't think that I have posted or uploaded anything since March, just because my mental health kind of took a little bit of a poop. But I'm on medication now and just trying to look after myself and reading a little bit. The world in general has been really, really crazy, as everybody knows, and that has also kind of affected me. I have just not been feeling great, but the last couple of days, this month I should say in general, I have been feeling a lot better, so I wanted to start making content again. And I know there's only 12 of you, but it's something that I really enjoy, so I'm looking forward to vlogging again. So far this month I have finished 2 books. I read The Trials of Morgan Crow, or Nevermore, by Jessica Townsend. I gave it a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. My hair is super poofy because I just washed it. I'm very, very into middle grade right now. I've just been reading that pretty much. I also finished Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab, which is the second book in the series to City of Ghosts, and I thought that the third book was out in March, but it actually doesn't come out until March 2021, which is upsetting, but that's okay. Currently I'm reading Tomb of Ancients by Madeline Rowe. I'm about 40 pages in. I am a big fan of hers. She writes just scary ghost stories, which I'm really into. This is more paranormal, but her series, I think Asylum, I have 1 book left in that series and I really want to get back to it. It was really good. She is a great author. That's pretty much my update. I'm hoping to do a little bit more reading tonight, and this will probably be the last book that I read, but I only read 1 book in May, and I think April was a really good reading month because of the Magical Readathon, which is sadly maybe not a thing anymore because of just all of the gross things that J.K. Rowling is saying right now, which is upsetting because I really enjoy Harry Potter and I really enjoy the Magical Readathon, but I definitely understand that some people can't separate it, the books and Harry Potter in general from the author. I can. I really don't think of her at all as being the author. The series is what stands out to me, so that's kind of a bummer. I am in the middle of a reread through the series and still continuing on with that, but we won't talk about Harry Potter right now. Yeah, April was my last good reading month. I read 1 book last month, so 3 this month is seeming pretty good to me. I'm just really, really loving middle grade books, and I'm just going to continue reading them. They're just unproblematic, they're whimsical, and I'm just really enjoying them. So if I do any reading tonight, I will update you guys and let you know. Terrible angle. This is our storage unit behind me and our closet. I work in our 2nd bedroom currently, but I'm also playing a ton of Animal Crossing, which I am loving. I will put my friend code down below if anybody wants to be friends. That is one of the things that has really been getting me through all of this, to kind of forget the world around me and go to my island and just pretend like life is okay. So I wanted to mention that. I have been playing a ton. I just hit a 5-star rating yesterday. I am so excited. So if you want to visit my island, if you want to be friends, let me know down below. Hello, I have some reading updates. I think I'm on page 60 of Tomb of Ancients. I read last night for 20 minutes, but had a bit of a headache, so I ended up just putting it away. And then I decided I was going to pick up Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, which is a series I've been really wanting to get into. I read 1 book when I was younger. I went to a barbecue with my mom at one of her friends' houses, and I hated going to barbecues because I'm the oldest of all of her friends' kids, so that meant I was always in charge of watching all of the younger kids, while my mom and her friends were drinking and just like hanging out. And at one of her friends' houses, I found the book like in the living room and started reading it and really liked it. I really liked the movies too, and I am just really into Greek mythology. And right now I've been really into middle grade books, so I picked it up last night. I bought it on iBooks for like $5 or $6. I think it wasn't that expensive. And I've been reading it pretty much all day. I think I'm like, I don't know, 100 pages in. It's really different from the movie, but I'm really enjoying it. I also got some book mail today. I kind of impulsively ordered this. My boss sent us like $10 gift cards to Amazon yesterday, just as like a, you know, congratulations sort of thing, because our work situation has been really rough recently. She's a great boss, so she sent us gift cards, and of course my first thought was, I need more books, you know? I was just going to get one book, but this was on sale, and I've already read the first book in this series. I listened to it actually on audiobook on Scribed and really loved it, and I don't want to just buy the second book and not the first one, so I ended up just getting the full set. So here it is. I got the Caravel series. I loved the first book. It was so good. The world is just so like magical and daring and fun, and I'm curious to see what happens next. So this is what I purchased yesterday. It's really hot here. I also got something from Tilly's. My boyfriend's birthday is in 2 weeks. I got him a hydro flask, which I know doesn't seem like a meaningful gift. He had one that I had also given him that got stolen out of his truck, which he was really upset about. And we both drink like a crazy amount of water, so I got him a new one since his birthday is coming up. I'm thinking about getting him some stickers from Redbubble, but I'm not sure. He's really picky. So like I said, it's ridiculously hot. I am sweating. I know there's a fan right here, but if I turn it on, then the audio is all messy. We are just like sitting around the house because it's too hot to do anything. Nothing's open. I really miss sitting at Starbucks in the AC that they pay for, using the Wi-Fi they pay for, having a drink, and reading for like an hour or so. That is something that I miss so much. I am home all the time. I work here, I sleep here, I eat here, I do everything here. I leave the house for maybe a total of like 4 hours every week, which has been really hard on me. So we did go to breakfast this morning. The place that it's like our favorite place to go to is finally open. And not a lot of people are going right now, so we were, you know, pretty separated from everybody else. And it was really nice just to be out of the house for a little bit. But then we just came home, which I'm kind of bummed about. We might go to Starbucks to get a drink, I'm not sure, but I'm just reading, so hopefully I finish another book or two this month. Hello, it's Sunday. Sorry if you can hear our AC unit going. It's hot and I don't do well in the heat, so I'm still in bed where it's nice and cool. I kind of just got up. It's like 11 o'clock. I woke up at like 8:30 and I've been playing Animal Crossing since then. A couple of my coworkers and I are in like a group chat, so we like talk about turnip prices and things that we have on our islands. If anybody else needs it, we'll like mail it to them or take it to them. So I was doing that this morning. They came over to my island because everybody else had like really high turnip prices for today, like 107 to buy them, and I had 93, so they came to buy turnips for my island. And now I'm finally dressed. I need to set up my July bullet journal and go grocery shopping today. We have been eating out so much over the last couple of weeks, partially because of the heat. We don't have central AC in our apartment, so when I cook, the like living room and kitchen area get so hot. And also because I just have been feeling really lazy about cooking recently. It just gets hard after a while. I'm pretty much the only one that cooks. My boyfriend gets home after I do, so It's just easier for me to cook. He's also not really great at it, and I do enjoy it. But after a few months, it's like, okay, now what do I make, you know? And some things you can't make when it's so hot, so it's like we don't want to turn the oven on. I don't want to be like standing at the stove for too long, but I am tired of eating out, so I'm gonna try to find some things that we can make that are quick for this week. Reading update, I am 31% into The Lightning Thief. I think that's like 120 pages. It's very different from the movies, but I finally got to the scene where Poseidon claims Percy as his son, and they're getting ready to leave for the quest. Annabeth is also different. She's a lot more standoffish in this and a little bit more bratty, and they're so much younger. I want to say in the movie, they're like 16 or 17 years old. Like Logan Lerman was probably like 20 at that age, or at the time that the movie was made, but they definitely look like they're playing like juniors or seniors in high school. But in the book, they're supposed to be like 12 years old, which really throws me, because I still picture, you know, the characters from the movie because I watched it before I read the books. But I'm really enjoying it. Haven't done any more reading from Tomb of Ancients. Reading on my phone is just so much easier sometimes because it's like acceptable if I'm at, you know, dinner and we're just waiting for food. I don't understand that. Why is it acceptable for me to be on my phone scrolling through Instagram, but not if I wanted to sit at the table and read a book? That bugs me. Anyways, hopefully I can do some more reading today, but I do need to set up my bullet journal and go grocery shopping. I'm probably clean the kitchen a little bit. But I will update you if I do any more reading. I'm home from the grocery store. I'm so tired. Before I left, I just had like a really bad headache come on. And it's just making me really, really tired. But I finished my bullet journal spread and I am really, really happy with it. So I just wanted to show you guys. So that's my bullet journal. I also really like the way this looks right behind me. I have been bullet journaling for, I think this is my 4th year. This is like my 5th or 6th notebook. I just started using the Archer and Olive notebooks. This is my 2nd one. I used to use Denick, which I really loved, and it's a company I really support because they donate to a lot of like art programs in third world countries. But the pages are just a little bit too thin and they don't do dotted unless you do customized orders, and the customized orders you have to do in like bulk. So I would have to get like 10 of the same notebook in order to get dots, and I just don't really want to do that. So I switched to Archer and Olive. The thickness of the page is great and I never have any issues with bleeding, which I absolutely love because the Crayola Super Tips that I use and the mild liners, I cannot think of how to say that right now, they do bleed through on thinner paper. So I think I'm going to maybe try and take like a small nap right now, or just like close the window and like wind down a little bit before my boyfriend gets home and before I make dinner. Good morning. It's actually 11 o'clock, so it's almost good afternoon. I figured I would just continue today and tomorrow with this reading vlog, because Tuesday is the last day of the month. I am at my desk working I will show you a little update because I did move all of my stuff around. I used to be right in front of the window, but I have a bunch of like papers that I look at constantly. So I moved my desk up against the wall so I could just pin the papers up and not have to like shuffle through them all the time. I am like 65% of the way through The Lightning Thief. Since I'm reading it on my phone, it says that there's like 700 pages, but on Goodreads there's only like, I don't know, 300 and something. So I'm just doing percentages. It just makes it a little bit easier, but I'm still really enjoying it. Just so thrown by how different it is from the movie. I know that like you shouldn't compare the two, but because I watched the movie first and I loved it so much, I just really can't get over that fact. But still really enjoying it. No progress on Tomb of Ancients. It's just easier to read off of my phone right now. But I'm hoping tonight I will get to do a little bit more reading. Plans outside of reading, this week is 4th of July and I have Thursday and Friday off. My company gives us Friday off as like a holiday to celebrate 4th of July. But since Friday is already my scheduled Friday, I also get Thursday off just to like make it fair. So my boyfriend and I are thinking about going camping because our dog doesn't do well with the fireworks, and we live really close to a university that does a big fireworks show. We don't know if they're going to be doing it this year because of, you know, COVID and whatnot, but our neighbors have been doing fireworks for like a month, which is so annoying, and it really freaks her out. So we figured we'll just get away for a few days and enjoy nature. Although I am a little worried about Animal Crossing and not playing for a few days. I mean, I can still technically play, but my Switch might die. And if I have good turnip prices, then I can't tell my coworkers and invite them over. So, I know those are like totally first world problems, but that's my world right now, worrying about Animal Crossing and whatnot. So, I'm going to continue working, and I'm feeling funky today. I had like a weird anxiety dream last night and I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, like chest pounding, sweating, and it took me like an hour to calm down and go back to sleep. And today I just feel funky. Like I don't really want to work, don't really feel like doing anything, but I'm watching vlogs of other people on YouTube and hopefully that will make me feel better. My workday is finally done. I'm in the kitchen right now. I just finished prepping dinner. We're having spicy Korean beef ramen. The meat has to marinate for like 30 minutes, so I just put together the marinade and it's in the fridge now. I wanted to update that I did finish The Lightning Thief during work. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I did really enjoy it. It's just not like a 5-star read. I thought it was really good. Still really hung up on how different it is to the movie, and now I really want to rewatch the movie. And there are a lot of things from the book that I really wish were in the movie. Like Ares coming into play, Hephaestus, and all of the other campers, like Clarice. I wish we would have learned more about the other campers that were there, but I'm sure the further on that we get in the series, we will have some of them come up a little bit more. So it's definitely something I want to continue with. I do wish that the scene with the Hydra from the movie was in the book because that was really cool. I found out that the movie is on Disney Plus, so I'm probably going to watch that tonight. But I just wanted to update you. So that's 3 books this month. I still have today and tomorrow, hopefully, to finish Tomb of Ancient. But for now, I'm just gonna go relax on the couch and probably play some Animal Crossing while the meat marinades. Hello, so it's the 1st now. I forgot to close out this video yesterday because we just ended up running a bunch of errands and then I went to bed pretty early. So I figured I would just do it now. I feel like the lights behind me are really harsh. I might have to turn those off. I guess that's a little bit better. We need to get the tree in our backyard trimmed because it's blocking pretty much all of the light from coming in here, which is super annoying. Anyways, so this month I read 3 books, which is not super great, I guess, compared to, I mean, I see some people who are like, I read 30 books this month, and I'm like, That's a book a day. How do you have the time or energy for that? I really just don't understand it. But we're trying not to compare ourselves, so we're just going to ignore that and be happy that I didn't just read one book this month like I did in May. So 3 is solid for me. The first book that I finished was Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I really enjoyed this. I am really loving middle grade right now, and Nevermore was just so whimsical and silly and just kind of like imaginative and weird. I just really enjoyed it. I already bought the second book, Wondersmith, and although I'm in the middle of another book right now, I'm kind of really wanting to pick that one up instead. Next, I read Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab. I absolutely love Victoria Schwab. I've read a ton of her books, This Savage Song. Well, I read V.E. Schwab books, which I know is like her pseudonym for her adult books. But just in general, I think she is a really, really great author who creates really, really great worlds and characters. And again, this is middle grade, which I'm just super into right now because they're great. I don't know, but I really liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Same with Nevermore. I forgot to mention that. 4 out of 5 stars. Not like a favorite, but still really good. Still wanting to finish the series, but upset that the last book doesn't come out until March of next year. When I looked it up on Goodreads, I was like, oh, it came out like March 2020. No, it comes out March 2021, which this year is going by so ridiculously slow. I feel like I might never make it to that. And the last book that I read was Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I really enjoyed it. I just talked to my friend Cami about it a couple days ago, yesterday actually, because she also just finished reading it and then watched the movie, and I never realized how different the movie and this first book were. And thinking about the movie separately, I did really like it, but it is upsetting how different it is. There's no Ares, no Clarice, there's really no dive into other characters outside of like Percy, Annabeth, Luke, and Grover. There's no Karen guarding the underworld. I don't know where the Hydra scene comes from. That's not in the books. I really would have liked to see the interaction with Ares, the god of war, and them going to like retrieve his shield. I understand that you can't put everything into the movie, but you took stuff out of the movie that's in the book and replaced it with stuff that isn't in the book. So it's like had you just not put that extra stuff in, you probably would have had room for the stuff that was actually in the book. But I'm thinking of them as 2 separate entities, basically. I like Logan Lerman. I really enjoyed the movie, and I really want to rewatch it, which I will probably do today. But it's just super different from the book. I heard that there's a series coming out, so maybe they're gonna stick a little bit closer to it, but I definitely want to continue on with the series. I read it on iBooks, but I think on Amazon the whole paperback series is like $27, and it is more expensive to just keep buying them on iBooks, but only like $2 more. So I don't know if I'm gonna purchase the physical books. I might just keep reading them on iBooks, but overall enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 stars. Didn't super love it. I definitely had some like issues to get over with how different it is from the movie, but the books came first, so I have to think of how different the movie is from the books. I did also start Tomb of Ancients by Madeline Rowe this month. I didn't finish it. I'm only like 74 pages in. I was telling myself like, oh, I don't have a lot of work to do tomorrow. Like, I will just spend all day reading. And I just didn't have any interest. And I think it's because I've been reading so much middle grade that like getting into this, which is smaller than Nevermore, but it's just a much more intense, detail-filled story, which is great. I love Madeline Rowe. I've really loved this series, and this is the final book in the series, but it's just not as easy of a read as the other things that I have been reading recently. So like I said, I think I'm still just going to continue reading a few pages of this every day. Also pick up Wondersmith, the sequel to Nevermore. That way, I still have something that I'm enjoying reading, and maybe just read like 20 or 30 pages of this every day. That way I finish it by the end of the month, which I always say I'm going to do, especially with really large books. Never works out, but this is smaller, and typically after like 100 pages, I really get into the story. It's just the first chunk that is hard for me to get into, plus my mindset is in middle grade right now. So that is it for this week. I think I'm going to do another reading vlog for this coming week because we're going camping and I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done. Not 100% sure. Skylar and I absolutely love going camping. It's something that we have really like bonded over, and I'm really glad that I have found somebody who enjoys doing that because it's been such a big part of my life. So we're gonna go camping this weekend, which I'm super excited about. And hopefully I can do a lot of reading and just vlog and show you where we are. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, please. I never say that because it feels weird. But let me know down below what you read in June, what you're planning to read for July, and just how your year is going, because it's been a rough year. It's been a rough year. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!